Hey Young Living family, it's Terry Seacrest, and look at these amazing women here. Oh my goodness, we are so inspired by what we heard this weekend at the Fall Festival Leadership Training with Young Living. So we just wanted to share our hearts with you guys and just really bring forth some of the highlights that were important to us. What do you guys think?
Absolutely. I'm Tina Ciesla, and I've been with Young Living for 8.5 years, and I did not think that I could fall any more deeply in love with the company and with my family of ladies and their husbands and families, and it's just been an awe-inspiring, tear-filled event, and I can't wait for you to get here and experience the same thing.
Absolutely. And the humility. Weren't you guys just so blown away?
And the transparency that they were able to talk with us and just
Share a little bit about it. I know we can't say a lot, but just,
okay, so what can we say? Like,
well, how about
I
the
think
IT?
that the emotion that a lot of the leadership and the IT team showed, there was a lot of emotion shared with us that let us feel that they really feel us, and then we could also feel them rather than they just be an IT team. We got to see a face behind the title, if
There
you will.
was like a genuine compassion. You really sensed they're getting what we're going through. Sometimes when we're off in our homes and we're dealing with our teams and everything else, it feels like they just don't get it. They don't care, you know. But they really do. And what we're not seeing is what's going on behind the scenes when they're sleeping on the floor under their desk.
Right.
And they're telling each other, you know, there were tears in their eyes as they're really expressing.
IT guys had tears.
I know, that's a big thing. We've got IT guys, son-in-laws, and we know that's not, you know, it doesn't just happen.
And when Stacy says about sleeping on the floor, it was not even like a joke or anything. It was for real. He was talking about coming into the office at 8 or whatever time they come in, and several people, several IT guys, were sleeping on the floor because they've been working all night. It's
not a one-time thing. This has been an ongoing thing because they're freaking out too. They're wanting to get it done. They're committed.
Yeah, they're giving up time with their kids, they're giving up time with their spouse, they're giving up that family time, but they know it's just for a season, because once we get through these things, and there is a plan, there are dates in play, then it's going to be like just a rocket ship from there.
Kelly, maybe you could speak to just some of what Austin brought forth, which were some of the very specific timetables where they took all the emails that have come in. Maybe you could speak to some of that.
Well, so many of y'all's questions were answered,
Yes.
I believe, and we're all excited to come back to our teams and be able to specifically talk to about all of these things.
Some things are a week, some things are 2 weeks.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, we're going to see major changes in the next 2 weeks.
We
are.
Some of the things.
PV
And
Assist.
for many months. When is PV Assist?
Assist,
So
they
this is
said
long-term.
November.
Which is a big thing.
Yeah.
I think in general, and I tend to kind of take more of a space view of these things, right? So, and I also tend not to catastrophize things by personality. So I never walked in thinking we were in a catastrophe, you know?
Right.
You've seen others though, right?
I had a son on life support. That was challenging. This is annoying. It's not, you know, and that was really it.
Good
But
perspective.
I think what was really important that we could walk away from here, first of all, it's very humanizing, and that's really the words we're trying to get to.
Yes.
Because it's one thing to get over Zoom, and then it's another thing to, because we've all had connections to corporate this whole time, but it comes across very differently, just even energy-wise, sitting together. Like, I feel like I want to hug everybody.
Absolutely.
So it was very humanizing, and that is something you all should take home also. When you're talking to your teams, understand that same thing is happening. That disconnect, that human disconnect that we're not designed for, that's a lot of the struggle that's happening in this. And I'd say the second thing is to understand is that, I loved, and I am a techie person, so that's the other thing too. So I loved what they said that, they knew they had to update systems. We were working on like a ridiculously old legacy system. People like to compare it to other people's systems that may be more updated. A big thing that I walked away with though is that there is something happening for the future, and all these tech geeks know what this is. They know where all this is going, right? So Young Living took the initiative and the resources, because it's a major financial resource as well. And they said, instead of just getting us up to here, where everyone else is right now, I'm not just talking other MLMs, I'm talking like major company, I don't want to name names, like every major company you think of, they all eventually have to do what Young Living is doing right now. And so while we might have some bumps in the road as we do those changes over, everyone else is gonna have that in the future, and we're gonna look like a piece of cake, right? We're gonna just have like all this flow, and then people are gonna say like to whatever major company, what are you having problems for? I can get my oils like nothing, you know?
Right.
So the tables are gonna turn, is what I'm trying to say. So
And not to minimize what you're going through out there,
No.
such as the long telephone lines. We won't even mention how long.
We're all
But,
going through that too.
Exactly, we have too, exactly. And they have now been cut into 1/4. Just so you know what they were, they're cut into 1/4. And what would be some other things that they brought
Well,
up?
and everything that's happening is necessary.
Yeah.
And you can believe that. When they say it's necessary, it really, really is. And it's kind of a long explanation, but believe it, when we heard it, and it really is necessary, it's going to be so worth it.
Well, they're onboarding over 100 new employees too to start in customer service, and you guys will be speaking to them. They're training them right now.
Oh, this is
okay,
exciting.
but before you go into that, because I gotta be the other person in the room, okay? Here's the elephant in the room that everyone's being so gracious. I'm not as gracious, okay? So many of you guys, you're calling customer service because you won't take 5 seconds to go on the site and look for yourself. Go putz around. Go make up a dummy account. Go do whatever you have to do to learn something. Don't be lazy in yourself and your life. That's what this culture of like instant gratification and, you know, handing things to you, whatever. I know people don't like to talk about that, but I do.
Tell it, girl.
You know, you gotta, at some point, you gotta take ownership of yourself also, because 45% of the calls are like, can you show me how to click buttons? For real, guys? I mean, I know sometimes people have challenges and tech challenges. Trust me, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you spend 0 time because you're like, I'm not learning something new, that's a you thing, that's not a Young Living thing. That's
right.
Okay?
Yeah, that's true.
Everything is figure outable.
Everything. It's not hard. I'm almost like for 3
I like that.
seconds.
Figure out
Everything, it's not like I got it somewhere. Everything is
Love
figure
that.
outable.
I love analogies, and I love what Corey said about this being like we're in a big kitchen remodel, and how everything is just in disaster mode. You don't know where the eggs are, you don't know where the milk is, you know, there's dust everywhere. But once, but once we get through this, we're gonna have a beautiful new kitchen.
Oh, it's gonna
Just
be
like
amazing.
look where we're sitting, you guys. I mean,
This is the new visitor
absolutely
center.
stunning.
And it is going to be over. There is an end line. There's
There
a
is.
finish line. Like,
There
this
is.
isn't a perpetual, never-ending situation. It's just a bump in the road, and I promise, years from now, you're going to look back on this and talk about it and make jokes and remember when, and it'll just be a memory.
But hold on a second. Do you guys all order products?
Yeah.
Do you all still get them?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're so blessed.
Isn't that the promise?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
blessed.
So why are we withholding products from people because of little, I mean, like you said, everything's figure outable. What's your motivation? My motivation is to get products,
Yeah.
right? That is my motivation. So
Yeah,
I
but
get products.
we want to make it so easy for
Yeah,
our
of course we do,
customers.
but it's
So
not stopping
easy.
anybody.
No, it's not. You're
It's not
absolutely right.
stopping anybody.
Okay, off the subject, girls. What do you guys think about the amazing farm and all of the new?
Okay, can I say one thing? We're big horse people. Like our family, we love horses. We ride. Our youngest daughter rides saddle seat. And just seeing the draft horses and the gigantic stadium and Gary's horse out there riding and the flag, you guys, the patriotism that was out there at the opening ceremonies was just like, it gave me
loves
chills.
our country.
Loves our country and loves
Can we all just live in a cabin here, maybe?
Yeah.
I want to say
Yeah.
something about that because I've been talking to the people that are here. They have no idea who Young Living is.
I know.
Like they have
This was
no
Gary's dream.
idea
Wow.
how big this
Mhm.
vision is and what our products are. They came because of Gary's vision that this is a happy place where families are happy, where everybody's happy,
children.
where it's safe and they can bring their kids and they can connect with nature and the horses and this and that. It's not a place full of Young Living reps that just
No,
want to,
no, not
you know,
at all,
and
not at
I
all.
think that's so beautiful.
That shows what
Great
it is.
perspective.
And
If you
now-
have young kids, they just built a water park.
It's so
Splash
cute.
pad.
Splash
pad. Yeah, splash pad.
And can I say something about what's holding all of this together while we go through the kitchen remodel and because one of the executive team talked about this and it was the African proverb. So you know that Young Living is like no other network marketing company in the world. It is the quintessentially non-network marketing company, network marketing company, right? And I've been paying attention to how we tend to do things versus how most of direct sales does things. And the fact that they're out there with the goal to be the loudest and the brashest
Yes.
and make the biggest claims with the not necessarily
Shiny,
the,
whatever.
the shiniest thing, and to brag about how fast they're going, how big they're getting, and all this and that. We are the company that walks softly and carries the big stick.
Beautiful.
We are the company. What was the African proverb? It was when the tree has deep roots.
Yes.
It
doesn't
doesn't
fear
fear
the
the
wind.
storm.
Yeah.
It
Doesn't
doesn't fear
yeah.
the wind. That's right. And that's who we are. We know what our products
That's
do.
right.
We know there is no product in the world like Young Living
Right.
products. We know what the people do. We know that this is not about being the biggest.
We're family.
We're family.
Yeah.
And not just family among us.
Yeah.
Our customers are family, corporate is family, and
I
that's
just got chills.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
You know,
that's what's holding
Yeah.
us together until we have this really shiny new thing. But I love the visual of this really confident. I don't have to brag about how amazing we're
Yeah.
doing,
Yeah.
because when you are doing this well, you don't have to brag.
Yeah,
You just
beautiful.
you
You know,
know
we
it.
have to wrap it up, ladies. Who's got one last, everybody have one last word, one last thought?
My thing was the Christmas catalog's coming out. And
Yes.
the biggest thing
Yes.
I took away from that was there's no limits.
Yes.
Yes. And they
And they're
totally
getting ready. They're
said
getting
they
ready.
have quantities under control for that, so.
Yep.
And a website that can handle the challenges.
Yeah, they've been
Yeah.
testing the systems.
Yes.
Okay, so
Testing
they
out the
said, wasn't
systems.
it, the biggest year we had was 8?
We can't, we're supposed to set that up.
Oh, that's right.
So,
Well, we need to wrap it up, so do we sound a little bit excited here? Because we are, we're
Yes.
so excited and so inspired.
Yeah.
And we ask you guys to join all of us as the Diamonds in Royalcom Diamonds in Young Living to just keep the faith,
That's right.
because the best is yet
Yes,
to come.
it is.